Hi everyone, this is Christine. It is Wednesday, April 15, 2015. It's in the evening. I want to share a thought that I had. It's about being human. You know that we're souls and we supposedly came down to reincarnate into human form. Okay, I know if you're still in religion, you don't believe in reincarnation. I'm starting to think a little differently. God did create us, but it's His life breath that's in us. That's what gives us life. So our soul, our spirit, comes into human form. And what I've been learning is being in humanity is separation. It's like we came down here to have an experience of separation. I don't know, that doesn't really make sense because I don't really understand that, because we're not really ever separated from God. I mean, if His life breath is in us, we're never really separated from Him. You know, we get separated from sin when we're under the law, but we never, if we've got life breath in us, we never truly get separated from God, because He's our breath, so He's in us. Being human means we'll experience loneliness, though. We all have a hole inside of us, an emptiness that we long to fill in whatever ways we can, and that's why people tend to go to addictions or drugs or whatever. It is that hole that they're trying to fill. We reach for solutions and we move away from ourselves when what we really need to be doing is moving closer to ourselves. We do whatever we can to avoid being in the middle of the human experience, to avoid tuning in and feeling. So then I started thinking about driving a car. You know, astronauts, when they're here on Earth, they don't have to wear a spacesuit. But if they go into outer space, where there's no oxygen, they have to take a spacesuit with them. It's needed in order to get around in the environment of being in outer space. Well, we are souls who need a, quote, spacesuit, which is our human body, in order for us to get around here on this planet. Okay, so these are just thoughts that I've got. So I was thinking to myself, well, if we're souls and spirits, then why would we want to come down to Earth to experience separation? And then what came to me is, just as a teenager, when they're first learning how to drive a car, they don't always, most of the time they don't know what they're doing until they get taught, and maybe even get into a few fender benders or even an accident. But eventually, over time, they master the car, and then, you know, by the time they're 20, 30, 40s, 50s, they know how to drive a car with no problem. I mean, when you're 40 or 50 years old, driving a car, you're going to drive it a lot differently than you did when you were 15 or 16 making your learner's permit. It's experience, and also just learning in general how to drive the car. Well, it's the same thing with us. When we're souls and spirits, when we come into this body, this human form, this human shape, we don't always know how to drive the car, meaning handle our body. So what we do is, like I was just saying, we shut things down. We shut feelings down, emotions down. We don't want to face things. We tune out instead of tuning in. So we tune out of life and out of our feelings because we don't want to face them or deal with them. And instead of tuning in to our feelings and just allowing whatever you're going through to just run its course and then be done with it and move on. Because if you don't feel it and go through it, then it's going to stay festering inside of you, and you'll never overcome it or move on. But when you feel bad or depressed or whatever, if you just let it ride out, and then you can move on, and you can let it go and move up the ladder, so to speak. So what I think, like when people get stuck in addictions or other things that like hinder them, I think it's just them trying to learn how to drive the car, how to operate our human body, because they don't want to face things. They don't want to experience the pain that they're going through. It's a denial, and they don't know how to handle it. They don't know how to drive the car. They don't know how to operate the body with its feelings and emotions, so they drown themselves in addictions. And sometimes they crash the car. And sometimes the car is irreparable and then the person dies, whether it's suicide or just drunk driving and they kill someone else, or they run themselves off the road, whatever it is. But if they don't get a grip of their body and their feelings and emotions and whatever they're struggling with, there's a chance they'll run their car off the road, run their body off the road. And it's not necessary. They just need help learning how to operate the car, learning how to understand this human body that the soul got put into, that literally feels alien to us. We agreed to come down here and incarnate in human form and to have a human experience. But when we get down here, and we get put in the body, and it's like, oh, I don't think I like this. And it's foreign and alien to us, and we don't know how to handle it or deal with it. It's our spacesuit that we don't know how to operate. So we mess up and get into accidents. And if we ruin our spacesuit too much or run our car into a wall, then our body just dies from abuse and misuse, and the car just ends up in the junkyard, and the spacesuit, it ends up in the trash because you can't use it. It's been destroyed beyond measure, and the person just dies and gets buried. So that's what came to me, that being human is like driving a car. Your body is like driving a car. and you just need to learn how to operate it. And if there's bells and whistles on it, or feelings and emotions that you don't know how to operate or you don't know how to deal with, then just learn. Don't give up, and don't throw it out the window and say, you know what, I don't know how to work these buttons, so I'm just not even gonna bother learning. Instead, figure out how the car operates. Figure out how your body, your feelings and emotions operate. And then take care of your car, take care of your spacesuit, take care of your body, because it's the vessel that is moving your soul and spirit around on this earth, so that you can be of benefit and of service to your fellow mankind. Because without the body, you wouldn't be able to speak or touch people or help people. You know, you wouldn't be able to do any of those things in the physical realm that we're able to now if we were just spirit. So this is, in essence, your spacesuit for your soul and your spirit to have a voice, and it's using your physical body to do it. So take care of your physical body, take care of your car, take care of your spacesuit, and do the job that you agreed to come down here to do. Because we all come down here for a job. We don't know always what it is, but we're all here for a job, to do something to be of service to our fellow brethren. So stay alive, take care of yourself, and learn how to operate your car, your body, and your spacesuit, and be around for a long, long time, guys. Stick around for a long time. Okay, so that's what came to me. I don't know if there's anything to it, but I just figured I'd share anyways. Good night, and have a great evening, day, whenever it is for you. And I'll talk to you again soon. Okay. Thanks. Take care. Bye-bye, and God bless.